You either have to vote for Kamala or Putin. Who do you choose?
Oh, definitely Putin.
Putin.
Really? Why?
Absolutely. He's for his people. He is for his people.
Do you think the country would be better off under a rule like a Kim Jong-un or somebody, or Vladimir Putin?
Hey, I love Russia.
You do? Why?
Yeah, it's beautiful. The people are wonderful.
Kamala is for communism and taking our whole entire... taking us further down the crap hole.
Would you rather vote for VP Harris or Vladimir Putin if you had to? Jeez.
I would actually vote for Putin if I had to.
Do you feel that Kamala Harris doesn't have enough experience to be the president of the United States?
She doesn't know what's going on.
Can you list for me some of Donald Trump's experience before he became president?
These MAGA supporters are so disassociated with reality that it's laughable. Can you imagine the mental gymnastics that these grannies have to do to justify what they just said? So let me get this straight. Going to law school and becoming a lawyer before becoming a district attorney, then going on to become the attorney general for the 5th highest economy on the planet, not 1 term, but 2, and becoming successful and knowledgeable enough to get voted in as a senator afterwards before ultimately becoming the vice president of the United States, isn't qualified enough in comparison to Donald Trump prior to his time in office? I want whatever they're having. Think about it. They're talking about a guy that was a failed actor and failed businessman that's bankrupted 6 companies and inherited his wealth from daddy. A guy who experts have said that if he didn't do anything with the money he inherited besides just putting it into safe stocks, would actually have more wealth than what he has now after all of his failed business ventures. Imagine wanting somebody to run the country like a business, which it's not, when that person pretty much failed at every aspect of business in their entire adult life. And that's not even including his moral character, which is disgusting, by the way.
This just in, Christian nationals are now getting Trump's name on their forehead because they never read Revelation 13, because no Christians actually read their Bible. Revelation 13 says that the beast will cause all who refuse to worship his image to be unalived, and it will force all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive the mark on their right hand or on their forehead, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. Ironically, they're also making golden statues to look like Donald Trump, and some of them, ironically or unironically, are literally worshiping the statues.
I'll give you a chance to read it first. The evangelicals and Trump's MAGA coalition are urging him to support Israel in its war with Iran in anticipation that it would bring about the end times and the return of Jesus Christ. I am just going to say this first off. If you believe this, if this thought process is going through your head, you are suffering from religious psychosis. This is a death cult. If you think we need to have world wars to speed up the process to end the world so that some kind of prophecy can be fulfilled, that is a cult. You're in a death cult. It doesn't matter that it's Christianity, you're in a death cult. And I need to remind everybody that when Trump was elected the first time, a bunch of evangelicals that openly said they don't even like Trump, but they wanted him in office because they felt that it would lead closer to the end of the world, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Actively wanting someone in office because you know that their insane policies will lead us closer to the end of the world.
The raging Trumper of our family, but my mom has been silently participatory in it, and that has been more painful and damaging for me. I haven't talked to either of them since the night before the inauguration. For anyone who didn't watch that previous video all the way through, my dad, who's a World War II history buff, would not admit the Roman salutes were Roman salutes. I told him he needs to really step out of his bubble and take a look at things, and he said, "You think you're better than me? You think you're better than me?" Which, like, I don't know what do you even say to that? Like, that's the way it works. Like, you want your kids to be better than you. So yes, somehow my brother and I ended up the way we are. My mom has always claimed to be apolitical, even though socially she's probably even more bigoted than my dad. My mom didn't need to be indoctrinated by Fox News to become a racist, bigoted, misogynistic pick-me. She just hides it really well, which is why she is more damaging to me than my dad. And this has a huge overlap with the conversation about emotionally immature parents and that sort of thing, because a lot of people will talk about having like overtly abusive, angry, whatever parents. Like my dad definitely falls into that category, not physically, but definitely emotionally, verbally abusive, for sure, 100%. But the way my mom abuses her kids is by manipulating them. It's by taking on behaviors that make it look like she's a loving parent. But if you do what she perceives as a slight, she will flip out. The night before the inauguration, I told my dad I cannot associate with fascist sympathizers and apologists. And I meant that. I 100% meant that. Like, that's actually, the fact that you cannot see that this is what it is actually makes this decision very easy for me, because you are so far gone that I don't have to question whether not ever talking to you again is the right decision. Sidebar, when I said that I can't associate, he said, great, now you made your mother cry, good job. So just so you know what we're dealing with here. 3 days later, like nothing ever happened, my mom texted our group chat with me, my fiance, my dad, my mom, and my brother, and was like, hey, we're gonna be in town for whatever doctor appointment. Do you wanna all get lunch? And all I said was, I do not associate with fascist sympathizers. Which, by the way, so was she crying when she heard that the first time? Or did she not cry? You're just saying that to make me feel bad. Or was she, and now she's just pretending like it never happened? All of these things are like probably the truth. Anyway, because I said that, she like flipped out in this group chat with all of my most loved ones. All the things we've done for you, this is too far, blah, 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 blah. Mom, you voted for him. You've claimed to be apolitical. You've listened on the phone while I've like basically cried to you that if we ever wanted to have a kid living in South Carolina, like I could fucking die.
Does anyone else feel like they literally can't be around MAGA people right now? I'm not kidding. Like, I can't breathe your air. There's nothing working up here. Every year you take your boat out for the 4th of July and you wave a flag and you say, I'm so proud to be an American, while simultaneously saying, make America great. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Your party is the one who makes jokes about alligators eating 65 million people. Voting to harm other people while calling yourself Christian is a mental illness. You should be in a hospital. You also shouldn't be voting until you've mastered the yours. There's only 2 of them. I know you think you believe in Jesus and heaven and hell, but clearly you don't. Because when you get to the pearly gates and Jesus says, did you say anything about Laura Loomer and her comment about the alligators in Alcatraz? And you say no, he's gonna say, I'm gonna need you down there with P. Diddy, okay? And let me tell you, it's gonna be hot.
This MAGA supporter had the audacity of showing up in Whistler, British Columbia, Canada, with a Make America Great Again hat on, and he thought that there would be no consequences to his actions because apparently we're too polite in Canada to do anything about these fucking cockroaches that are jeopardizing our future, our collective future. I'm sitting down in like a plaza, and who walks up but my new fucking little bestie? And without hesitation, I just yelled, your hat fucking sucks, MAGA fucking sucks, and just like scattered like a little cockroach as they are, with my boys booing him as he went off into the fucking darkness where he belongs. I was by myself yelling like a fucking crazy lunatic at somebody in the middle of a plaza, and I didn't give a fucking flying shit, and I'm so proud of myself. If we ever see anybody that supports that presidency, you need to understand that this is no longer about right versus left, conservative versus liberal. This is gone. This is all gone. This is literally human rights or no human rights. Future of this world or no future of this world. Fear and hatred or love and fucking peace. I hope that that fire is lit inside of you and you guys are cranking the fucking heat up to let your voices be known and heard, that we are not going to stand with this nonsense. We are not going back into the fucking dark ages.
Have you seen the special edition Bibles? There's a special edition one that is engraved with the day God intervened, July 13th. This was the day of the assassination attempt, the day God intervened. If you don't want this one, you can also get a signed edition for just $1,000.
You see, we MAGA-lites don't care about the economy. We never have. We know that our real reward will come from the great Mar-a-Lago in the sky when Donald pulls us up by our bootstraps into this beautiful mansion where we can all eat McChickens, double cheeseburgers with him while we watch The Apprentice on repeat for eternity. You see, he's the first president who accomplished something that no one else could. He just made everyone happy. Don't get it? I'm not surprised. You rarely do. You see, he knew we were fine. But he knew you needed something to be happy. And since he's a loving God, President, he sacrificed his only economy for you. He knew that the only way you would be happy is if you felt vindicated. If you felt like he really was the senile loser that you thought he was and said he was for the last 10 years. Checkmate lives. Now everyone's happy. Beautiful mansion. We can all eat McChickens. Double cheeseburgers with him while we watch The Apprentice on repeat. For eternity. For eternity. For eternity. For eternity. For eternity, for eternity, for eternity.
If you've watched till this far, I hope you realize just how deep this Maga cult thing runs. You see, we're not just talking about politics here. We're talking about people ready to trade in democracy for Putin, for Kim Jong-un, ready to trade in democracy. Just because Trump told them America is the enemy. And then you see the evangelical side of it. Folks literally ignoring their own Bible, tattooing Trump's name on their foreheads, building golden statues, talking about needing World War to bring back Jesus. That's not faith, that's a death cult. But what hits the hardest for me is the family stories. Parents cutting off the kids, kids walking away from parents, entire families breaking apart over Trump. That's not normal. That's not politics. That's what happens when a movement becomes a cult. It consumes everything in its path. And listen, you don't have to like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. You don't have to agree with the Democrats on every issue. But if your choice is between a working democracy and worshipping a failed businessman like he's some savior, man, that says more about you than it does about the system. See, Maga isn't making America great. It's not about making America great. It's about blind loyalty, about worshipping one man no matter the cost. And history has shown us over and over again, when you start treating politicians like prophets or gods, it never ends well. Share your thoughts down below. Share the video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.